Hey guys, the beauty of the FishLab BBZ Swimbaits, the 6-inch and the 4.5, is a suspended animation. With that, there's so many different techniques you could use now with this bait compared to a lot of other swim baits on the market. Now, when you talk about suspended animation, that's been around for a long time. And the key about it, float and fly, you can get it in a certain depth and hold it there. Drop shot, reversed, weight on the bottom, bait suspends in the water column. A good swim bait, and I've been doing suspended animation on swim baits for years, is being able to put a bait and suspend it in the water column. You don't want it to float up too quick, and you definitely do not want it to float down out of the water column, out of the fish's strike zone. So I'm going to show you the power of this, and I'm going to show you the speed of different techniques so you understand it. So this is just with the 6-inch. So I'm going to throw the 6-inch with 20-pound test mono. I got an Akuma Tournament Series flip and pitch and swim bait rod, and I got a Komodo 350. You could use it whatever setup you want. On the smaller ones, I'm using the Hakai 7.3 with a really bitchin' cyclo stick. But let me show you the different techniques in this bait in the water so you understand what I'm talking about when you pick one of these baits up. So first thing is, you do not have to fish this like a huge fast swim bait. You could slow roll it now. So what I'm going to do is this bait's going to drop 1 foot every 5 seconds for the 6-inch. It's about a foot every 3 seconds with the 4.5. But here is the slow roll. I want you to look at it in the water column. I mean, the key is you do not have to burn this to make this bait swim. This bait swims on a breath. We're just going to slow roll it. It's going to be about maybe 6 inches to a foot under the water at this speed. Okay, so that's part one. So this is just the slow roll. If you love throwing rip baits, okay, you want to throw rip bait out there, you want to do the twitch pause. The best rip baits on the market are the ones that suspend. So the nice thing with the power handle, I could do a rip without moving the rod tip, so I'm always in strike zone. But I'm going to bring this up to this point, and I'm going to rip, pause. Hold it there. Rip, pause. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping that line taut so that bait doesn't sink out of the strike zone. So there's a rip bait. You want to throw it out there. You want to slow roll it up. You want to slow roll it up to your strike zone. You can slow roll it up, and then you could stop it and dead stick it and let it fall just like a Senko through the water column. So I'm going to bring it right up to the bait, the point. Slow roll it up, and then you could stop it and dead stick it and let it fall just like a Senko through the water column. So I'm going to bring it right up to the bait, the point, and I'm just going to let it stop. And that's dropping on a taut line with 20-pound mono about 1 foot every 5 seconds. And you just wait. You wait for the tick. You got fish that are chasing. They don't want a super slow roll. They want like a V-wake across the surface. You can hold your rod tip high. Get that bait V-wake in, so you just have a bow in your line. You can bring this and you could just V-wake it right underneath this. Just V-wake it across the surface. You want it where you need it a little bit quicker, so you want to bring it kind of move it along quicker and get it into the strike zone. But there's a bush, a stump, some type of funnel. You can bring it up to the bait, up to the structure cover. You stop it. You just hold it in one spot. Twitch, directional change. You want a forward-facing sonar. You throw it out, you let it go down, you let it go down the desired depth, clear the water. The further you're going to pull the fish up in the water column. You could watch this bait, especially the 6-inch. You can see it out there at 80 foot in the water. It's going to have a lot of bounce back with the sonar. You could drop it down and actually watch your forward-facing sonar. Get it right above the fish's heads And now you could do directional. There's actually a fish looking at it. Get a directional change, slow roll it, and you could work that all the way back up into the trolling motor where a lot of guys are getting the strikes anyways, because you have a funnel. You know, it's creating that ambush point just with the tip of your boat and your trolling motor. If you're fishing a bluff wall, you want some more depth, you could throw it out there, bring it up to your spot, like I said, and you can let it sit there like a hover rig. You basically could just drift and let that thing go down, and it'll drift. And this works, like I said, for the 6-inch and the 4.5. And then the anglers who want to just chunk and wind. The magic of this bait, once you understand the weighting system and suspended animation, everything opens up. Everything opens up in the water column. You can burn it, slow it down. Less is more with this bait. Stop it, directional change, and you could just crawl this thing, get it right up on the walls, the Spider-Man. So now you could throw it in like literally 4 inches of water and working on bluff walls. And I mean, the techniques now are unlimited. You could do so much with this bait. Grip it like a rip bait. And here's some quick actions with the 4.5. This is on 15-pound test fluorocarbon. Same thing. You get that sucker V-waking across the surface. That kind of medium fast retrieve. This is a faster retrieve. Slower retrieve.